This week, we are continuing with our challenge to read chapter 1 of as many books as we can. Today is chapter 1 of a book called Third Grade Detectives, The Case of the Dirty Clue. This is a book by George E. Stanley and illustrated by Salvatore Murdoca. Chapter 1. Noelle Trocadero gulped down her orange juice, jumped up from the breakfast table, and headed for the back door. "Noelle," Mrs. Trocadero called to her. "Where are you going?" "To Misty's house," Noelle said. "She's got a new bicycle. It stopped raining, so she wants to show it to Todd and me." "Have you cleaned your room?" Mrs. Trocadero asked. "You know that's a Saturday morning chore." Noelle waved a pretend magic wand. "Ping! It's done," she said. She gave her mother a big grin. "I woke up early to do it." "Well, I am impressed," Mrs. Trocadero said. "Was yesterday Misty's birthday? You didn't say anything about a party. Weren't you invited?" "Misty didn't get the bicycle for her birthday," Noelle said. "That's not for another 2 months. Her aunt just sent it to her for no reason at all." "Well, that was nice," Mrs. Trocadero said. Noelle thought it was nice too, as she headed out the door. All her friends had aunts that sent them birthday presents, even when it wasn't their birthday. Noelle only had one uncle. It was her mother's unmarried brother. He hardly ever remembered to send presents for anything. When Noelle got to Todd's house, she picked up the morning newspaper from the sidewalk. She liked to read comics. Now she had to go to Todd's house to do that. Noelle's father had decided that he would read only newspapers on the computer to save money. Just this morning, he told Noelle's mother about a man in Arizona who had robbed more than 100 banks in the state. "Pretty soon he'll run out of Arizona banks to rob," her father said. "He'll have to go somewhere else." "Mr. Merlin must have read that same story, Dad," Noelle told her father. "That's exactly what he said." Mr. Merlin was Noelle's third grade teacher. His class was known as the Third Grade Detectives. They helped the police solve crimes. Sometimes Mr. Merlin's friend, Dr. Smiley, helped them. She had a police laboratory in the basement of her home. All the girls in Mr. Merlin's class wanted to be just like Dr. Smiley. So did a lot of the boys. "Why are you and Mr. Merlin interested in what people in Arizona do, Dad?" Noelle asked. "It's a long way from where we live." "The world is getting smaller each day, Noelle," her father said. "If it can happen in Arizona, it can happen anywhere." "That's funny," Noelle thought. "Mr. Merlin is always saying things like that, too." Todd opened the front door. Before Noelle could ring the bell, "I'm ready to go," he said. Noelle handed him the newspaper. "Don't throw this away until I find out what happened to Benny and his dog." "Okay," Todd said. He took the newspaper and laid it on the table by the door. When Noelle and Todd got to the corner of Misty's block, they stopped. "Look, Todd," Noelle said. "Why is Misty standing in the middle of the street?" Noelle and Todd ran up to her. Misty was crying. "What's wrong?" Noelle asked. Misty pointed to something that used to look like a bicycle. Noelle said, "You had an accident?" "No, I didn't. My little brother Polly left it in the middle of the street," Misty said. "A car ran over it. Now it's all bent and covered with red dirt too. It used to be so pretty and clean." Noelle swiped off some of the red dirt with her finger. "Yuck," she said. "What are you going to do for a bicycle ride?" Todd asked. Misty shrugged and wiped away a tear. "Will you help me carry it into the garage?" she asked. Noelle, Todd, and Misty picked up Misty's bent bicycle. They took it to her garage and laid it in the corner. "I want to find the person who did this," Misty said. "He or she is going to buy me a new bicycle." "A mystery," Noelle thought. "I think this is a case for the Third Grade Detectives," she said. And that is where we will stop for chapter 1 of third-grade detectives. If you want to read more, you'll have to vote on this book to continue from the beginning all the way to the end.